Warning: the following video contains strong language which may be offensive to some viewers and or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Welcome to Everything Yet Nothin. Here's a hillbilly in eyeshadow who's looking fabulous and talking about anything yet something. Get ready to chew on a blade of sweet grass and talk about a variety of LGBTQ topics to the lifestyle of a gay hillbilly. Watch out, folks. These hills don't just got eyes. They got themselves a vodcast. Now, here's T-Roy.
Hello, and welcome. Oh, it's going to be a wonderful show. I can guarantee that. We have an awesome guest tonight. He is going to tell us about his life. We're going to start out from where he started, and we are going to end up where he is today. Of course, I'm sure that he has had his ups and downs, and he's went here and there. You know, there's always some story within all of us, and I can't wait. I'm really excited to speak with Mr. Charles and find out some more about him, because we kind of met about a week ago?
Oh no,
2 weeks ago?
A
2 weeks
while
ago.
ago.
Well, anyways, he works in Branson, and he is located in Branson, and we are going to find out exactly where he works. We are going to talk about some music and where he sees himself in the future, and just all kinds of stuff. Everything Yet Nothing, honey. That's why it's called Everything Yet Nothing. So our last week has been ups and downs, in and outs, and all that good shit. But we aren't going to go there because I already went there and we missed that. So you missed it. Of course, it was a long week. Weather was up and down. 1 minute it's hotter than all get out, and then it's raining like you would not believe, and it's just been crazy weather. Like, oh my God, humid one day, not so humid the other day. It's just really crazy. But then again, that's Missouri for you, because you never know what Missouri weather is going to come up with. So yes, I do have something to say, and that is September 24th, you can come and watch me perform and sing on the stage of the Branson Star Theater in Branson, Missouri, behind Olive Garden and IHOP. And I will be sharing more information on that here soon. Again, September 24th, around 8 o'clock. And that is whenever the concert starts. And I will be singing more than likely around 8:30-ish kind of thing. So come and check it out. Branson Star Theater on 76. So you can even Google it if you get lost or whatever. Or call me. I'll tell you to get lost and show you how to do it. So give me a call. So anyways, Friday and Saturday, Branson Star Theater are also having karaoke at 10 o'clock, and wonderful show. The big name individuals that you will want to come and watch, because I have seen like 4 or 5 of them, and they are just, it's awesome. You got to come and check it out. And better yet, give me a call, and we'll all go together. I don't care. So, no further ado. Do you have anything? He doesn't have anything. So, with no further ado, I'm going to pull Mr. Charles Sloan out. Hello, Mr. Charles.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Oh, not much. Hanging out right here in front of you.
Awesome. This is so cool. First off, let me say thank you for having me on.
You're welcome.
Again, this is probably one of the coolest things that I've ever gotten to be a part of.
Awesome.
I mean, as the questions.
So you just said that this was the first thing that you what?
Yeah,
Cool.
so I mean, I've been on a talk show kind of thing before, and it was when I was back living in Phoenix. I was working at a smoke shop, and some guy had come in, and he was a huge advocate for like kratom and other medicinal, like, things that smoke shops carried. And he wanted me to come on and kind of just talk about it, and kind of bring a little bit of a light to what
Awesome.
kratom actually was. And so I did that, and it was only like a 30-minute like snippet of like this thing. And I mean, it's on YouTube somewhere.
Oh no, you cut out.
So you cut out and now you're froze. So you will probably be back on here on just a second. And yes, like he said, he's from Phoenix and he has. Oh, wait a minute.
Did it
No.
work? Am I back? Am I here?
I can hear you. There you go. You're back. You're back. You're back. Oh, I love it.
I haven't really done anything, in sports to a point where I play real, but I'm like, other than like a one thing.
Thank you, Jamie. And you are cutting out again, Mr. Charles.
Oh.
So try popping out, coming back in. That's the beauty of live TV and radio, podcast, vodcast. Because we were just talking perfectly fine 5 seconds ago.
And 5 seconds ago, definitely. And then boom, it just happened. But it's been cloudy today, and that doesn't help anything whenever it comes to any of this. He is from Phoenix, like I said earlier. He has 4 kids. 2 is his own, and then 2 with his fiance, I believe it is.
You can read it. I am.
And he is trying to come back on right now. But we will definitely pull him back out here as soon as he's able to come back out, and we will talk some more on what he wants to talk about. And I see him, so with no further ado, Mr. Charles again. Maybe. Okay.
Sorry that my internet is.
You froze. That was a good one.
Back? Am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
Lord. Well, everybody got to see that. So sorry, my internet's just horrible. My internet's garbage. So I've never really been like into a scene where I it's really cool.
Cool.
But I mean, so I'm from September 16th, so next month I turn the dirty, milestone for some people.
So you totally just cut out again. Oh, are you back?
Oh my Lord. My internet needs to like figure its stuff out. I swear to Jesus. I'm gonna murder it.
Kill it. Just kill it.
So now, can you? Oh. Oh Lord.
All right, now we can hear.
Is it working?
Yes.
Is it working?
Don't move. Freeze.
Huh. Don't move. Okay. I'll just say like this the whole time.
Okay. And no. It's working, definitely.
All right, perfect. So
yes.
yeah, I'm okay. So I don't know how
So
far we got in before I cut.
are you're turning dirty 30 next month?
Yep, September 16th.
September 16th. Cool. That's awesome. Are you
Yeah,
excited?
so that'll be fun. Um, I mean, kind of yeah, but kind of no. So my entire life I've had this whole thing where I have just a constant fear of, and like I don't fear a whole lot of anything, but I do have like this constant fear of just like death itself. Like it's weird. I've always had it. It's always been a thing that I've dealt with, and it's just one of
Right.
those things that like it's pointless to fear that because it's going to happen inevitably.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
so for me it's just one of those things where like I've feared it forever, but there's no point in it. But I think the biggest part of it is I just fear that I'm going to leave this world without leaving an impression. And I feel like that's something a lot of people deal with. And that's why people strive to be better versions of themselves every day. And right now, it's not the world. Because I've had to do it. I've had to continuously better myself to be a better person to my girlfriend now, but to our kids, my kids who live back in Phoenix, and that's a whole different part of the story that you guys will learn. Uh, but I mean, I grew up in Phoenix, pretty much my whole life. Tons of friends. Things. Over the years, I kind of became more or less detached from what reality was versus what I wanted my world to be.
I
And
gotcha.
so it just became became like a long process of, in and out of relationships continuously, never feeling um, like I said, I've got two kids of my own that live back in Phoenix with their moms. One
Yeah.
of them is Corbin. He is now going to be, I believe, 8. And then my newest one is, and it sounds bad, but it's partially the reason I actually moved out to Missouri in a way. I know it sounds bad. Don't flame me in the comments. Don't yell at me. So what had happened was, is me and my ex-wife, we were married, obviously, and that relationship was probably the most toxic relationship that I could have ever been in at the time, because I was internal. He was dealing with a lot of things.
Tell him
You
to
know,
open it up.
she a lot of kind of like upsetting, deep she refused to deal with, and really toxic for each other, and we just weren't working out. And then we decided, well, maybe if we get married, that'll be okay. And that is the worst you can ever make. Getting married does not fix anything.
No, not always.
And so, well, in our case, because we just couldn't come to terms with each other's traumas and try and help each other deal with it. And
Yeah.
I ended up, it was just one of those things where we would constantly get into arguments, just like something. And one day it escalated to the point where, she tried to kick me out of the apartment, but I ended up locking her out of the apartment. She broke a window. We got evicted. It was a whole catastrophe of just happened.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
so when that whole incident went down, I ended up at a party with a bunch of my friends who were like, "Hey, we know you're dealing with some shit. Come have some fun. Come hang out. Forget about it for now. Just hang out." And I ended up them, and that's actually where I met Beth, my girlfriend currently.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, I wasn't really interested in or like talking to anybody. I was just like, just marriage.
All right.
I don't.
You're breaking up again, and you're froze. Is there some?
What?
Is there somehow that you can like prop your phone up on something?
I should be able to, yes.
Okay. Because you keep on breaking in and out, and I think maybe if it's like propped up, it won't do that.
Give me just a moment.
Well, he does his fixing his phone.
Okay. Are you there?
Perfect. So,
okay. Cool.
But yeah, so
thank you.
The way we had no problem. The way we had actually met was because I had simply played a song on the YouTube that was playing in the background, and she was just like out of nowhere heard the song and went, "Who the fuck played this?" And of course, I'm scared shitless because my girlfriend's an intimidating woman. If you look at her, you're just like, she looks like she could cut a bitch, like. And so well, it's true, she does. And so when I heard her say that, my first response was like the smallest of hand raises because I didn't want her just coming at me all like full bore.
Right.
I had my hand, and then she didn't really say anything after that. And so I took the initiative to text her like the very next day. Like I Facebook stalked her, okay? I don't normally ever do that. I'm not one to Facebook stalk people, but like one, she understood the music that I played. Two, she's a very attractive woman. And so, yeah, I was intrigued. And so I Facebook stalked her for a little bit. I saw that she had 2 kids, and I went, there's no fucking way this woman has 2 kids of her own. I was like, this girl, she doesn't look like she's had kids at all.
She don't at all. Absolutely
so,
not.
But like, it really confused me when like I saw on her Facebook that like she had 2 kids, and I was like, hold, what the fuck? Like, wait, where? Like what?
Yeah, right.
And so I stalked her for a little bit, and then finally I was just like, okay, just message her and then see what happens. And of course, me being me, I messaged her like an asshole. And my first message was, like, what's wrong with my music choice? Like, you got a problem with it? Like, I was being a dick for no reason. And she responded. And then from there, it was just, we talked every now and then. And like, I hadn't really like hung out with her. And then one day I was just having like a real just shit day.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you know what? And I was like talking to her, and I was just telling her like how my day was. And she was like, well, do you want to come over and hang out? And I was just like, I know I'm a Facebook stalker, okay? It happened one time. So she was like, do you want to hang out? Like, do you want to come over and hang out?
Mm-hmm.
At the time, I was very, very scared and like very nervous because me being the kind of person that I am, I've realized like over the years that I fall in love very quickly and I fall very hard. And this was a girl that I had the inkling suspicion that this would happen with. And I was just very nervous and I was very scared. And I went, oh, they're coming for me, T-Roy. They're coming.
Oh, shit. Run!
Right
in the closet.
But like I was very nervous to like actually go hang out with her. So I had texted her and I was like, look, yeah, I'll come hang out. I was like, this is where I live. Hey, I've done it myself a time or two. Everybody has, okay? Everybody has. But I texted her and I was like, look, I'm willing to hang out. And so she came and picked me up. And first off, I don't trust anybody ever driving besides myself. I just don't. I don't know why, but I don't.
Right. Yeah.
Got into her car, and the moment she started driving, I went, why does this bitch drive like me? Like,
what the hell?
She's like weaving out of traffic, just mobbing it. And I was like, all right, it's kind of hot. I was like, she girl, like, it's tight. All right. And then so we got to her house. We were literally just hanging out. And and it was super funny because one of the first things she said to me, like blatantly straight out, she just looked me dead in the eyes and go, hey, just so you know, we're not having. I was like, first off, that wasn't even like on my mind. And then second off,
Right?
like, you just blindsided the hell out. Because when she said it, I immediately like shut down. I was like, oh, fuck. Like, what? Like, is that what you thought that I wanted? I was like, because I'm going to tell you right now, that's not what I want. And, you know, we were just hanging out for a little bit. And then this is the moment. Remember how I told you, like, me as a person, I know that I can fall hard for somebody. Talking about life. And there was a moment where she looked me dead in the eyes and went, I know this isn't the person that you are. And she knows, and she goes, I know that you can be better. And immediately I went, all right, like you got me, like you hooked me, like I'm here now. This is it.
Right.
And then ever since that day, and ever since she said that, we've been together. And you know, it's been a hell of a ride, if I were to say anything at all, because I have done more stuff with this woman that I've ever done in the 29 years of my life, and I've done it in a year and a half.
Oh wow. Heck
And
yeah.
it's like I've been to places that like I would have normally never gone to, just on a whim. Like one day, I think it was like 3 months. I think it was like 3 months into our relationship, and she goes, "Hey, this Saturday, I want to go to the beach." And I went, "Fucking okay. Like, how are we gonna make that happen?" She goes, "I don't know. We'll talk about it on Saturday." And then literally Friday night, it's me, it's her, it's our buddy Jared. The kids are asleep, and she goes, "If we leave now, we can make it by sunrise." And I went, "Fucking what?" And she goes, "Get the kids, pack the bags, let's go." And we literally grabbed the kids, put them in the car. They slept the whole car ride there. We ended up in California for the sunrise by the beach. It was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. I was fucking bewildered because me as a person, that's not something that I would do because
Right.
I'm not. I mean, like, I'm spontaneous, but like, fuck, dude, 1 o'clock in the morning and you want to pack up the kids and go to California? Like, who the fuck are you? Like,
Right. Yeah.
and it's like, it amazes me like the way her brain works, and that's what I strive for now as a person, is just to be able to emulate, you know, what she has taught me. Because I mean, because of what she has taught me, like when we went to California that day, a lot of people don't know who this is, but I'm going to spit the name out anyways. Najee Houston is a huge skateboarder. Like, he went to the X Games this year, everything like that. When we were in Huntington Beach, literally eating lunch at this little fucking burger shack in the middle of Huntington Beach, like right on the strip of it. And I heard skateboards coming down the sidewalk. And our son Roxas really loves skateboarding. And so I heard it and I went, "Oh, Roxas, look, you might see some skaters." And literally, we both turned our head, and Najee Houston comes skating down fucking Huntington Beach right past us. And I took that as an opportunity to go, holy crap. First off, I get to meet somebody that I've looked up to. I was like, and second, I can get my newfound son to meet somebody that he looks up to. And I was like, I've never been able to do this before because I've never really been a parent. I was like, so to me, this means everything. So I literally took my burger out of my mouth, handed it to my girlfriend and said, "Hold this," and took off running. I left them there. I took off running after him because to me, I had to get him to meet my son.
Right.
So I spent 30 to 45 minutes just running down Huntington Beach trying to catch this guy. I finally caught up with his group of like filmers and stuff. And one of them was like, "Are you looking for Najee?" And I was like, "Yeah, dude, honestly, I just need him to meet my kid." I was like, "I would love to meet him, but this isn't for me. It's for my kid. Like, is there anything, like, can you talk to him? Can you see if, like, he'll maybe, like, meet us?" And he goes, "Yeah, bro, just hold my stuff right here." He goes, "I'll go talk to Najee. We got a couple things to film." And he goes, "When we're done filming, we'll just bring him over to you." And I went, "Bro, if you do that, I'll shit my pants. Like, literally, I'll find right here, right. I'll need to change.
Right.
I'm like, I'll need to change it." And then literally like 30 minutes later, I hadn't seen this guy again. I'm still shooting with like all of his stuff. I have his skateboard. I have all of their film gear, like sitting, like I was a part of his crew, just holding his stuff. And then,
That is awesome.
you know, my girlfriend and everything come up with the kids, and they're all like, "Dude, what is all this stuff?" And I went, "You won't believe me if I told you." And then his filmer comes back and goes, "Hey, Naja made his way back to the van." At this point, I went, "Fuck, we're not gonna meet him." And he goes, "So if you guys want to follow me with this stuff, I'll take you guys up to the van. You guys can meet Naja personally without all the crowds around." And immediately my jaw hits the floor. My kid looks up at me and I went, "We're doing it." And we took off with them and we got to meet Naja. And like, if it weren't for her just going, "Hey, Saturday, we're going to go to the beach," that would have never happened.
Yeah.
And to me, it's so crazy that somebody's brain can work that way, but still be so just straightforward in the plans that they have in their life. That no matter what little detour they want to take, they can take that detour and still end up on the path that they wanted to be on to begin with.
Right.
And it blew my mind. And so, you know, I mean, being 29 and having a girlfriend that's got a brain that works in that manner is definitely probably the most difficult thing you could ever do.
Right. Yeah.
It is definitely the most fun that I could have ever had in my entire life.
That's beautiful. I love it. Yeah. So, how long you guys been together?
So we have actually been together. Let's see. So I think we've been together for almost. This will be the second birthday I spent with her, so it's been a little bit. It'll be almost be 2 years.
Cool.
Yeah,
Heck yeah.
And again, that's the crazy part. I met her literally 2 years ago, but I can tell you probably 4 years worth of stories that have happened in 2 years.
Right.
And it's just because of the kind of person that she is. It's the kind of person her kids are.
Yeah.
And like I said, I've had a lot of work to do because I've been for years. I was kind of the guy that was like, you know, I'd be in and out of relationships. I wouldn't treat people correctly. Like I was like a piece of shit. Like I was a player. I was that douchebag. And even when I got with her for the first like year of our relationship, I was still that, even though I had something that I knew was great and that I knew I didn't want to give up. I still could not come to terms with the fact that I had a problem that I needed to fix in myself, because if I didn't fix that problem, I was going to lose something that I knew I wanted to keep. And so, you know, it's been a lot of like trial and error. It's been a lot of work on my own behalf. And it's like, you know, the only thing that I could ever tell people is if you have somebody and you truly love them, don't eyes your problems as, you know, oh, it's not a problem, it's just who I am. Like, no, like if you have some kind of like, you know, addiction to something and it's ruining what you have currently, it's not who you are, it's something controlling you. And you need to address that and you need to fix it. Because if you don't, you're gonna fucking lose something that means the most to you. And you know, that's probably my biggest takeaway from being with her is the fact that, you know, I had to learn, like, I have a problem. It's going to tear my relationship apart unless I fix it, and I can't keep pushing it aside. And so, like, for me, that meant, you know, getting rid of like Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, all of these social media sites, because I was using those as a link for the addiction that I had.
Yeah.
And so I got rid of them all. And to be honest, I could never be happier. I don't have to get on Facebook and see all this dumb political shit. I don't have to get on Instagram and be berated with ads. I don't have to be on Snapchat and have a bunch of dumb idiots Snapchatting me that they just had Taco Bell. Like, I don't fucking care.
Right? Totally, I feel ya. Like, really?
And like, it's totally like a liberating thing when you can look at your phone and go, I literally just use this to text I don't know. Because I was so attached to Facebook, I was so attached to Instagram, I was so attached to Snapchat, I was attached to all of these, that now that I have them, I forget sometimes that they even exist.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, that's
One of those things. But I mean, and then, you know, growing up, having a job and having money was kind of a thing that you had to have. And just started working, making not important to me, and so I dropped out and I started working, and I've had a plethora of jobs. My employment list is probably longer than like a Walgreens receipt. Because I've done everything from fire and water restorations to land center jobs. I can make cat 6 tools that you use for internet in your house. Facebook, coffee, and cigarettes are my only addiction. 2 of those are cool. One of those is useless. It's the Facebook that's useless. The coffee and the cigarettes are all right.
Oh my goodness, that's awesome. So, so did you see where Josiah said hi hookers?
Yes, I saw that. Hi Jojo.
Hi Jojo. And you're the hooker.
Big old bear.
I know, right? And he's so like, I love, the hugging him, and I give him shit all the time. Usually a lap dance or a roundabout.
Oh boy.
So we are going to take a quick commercial, and we will be right back after these messages. Where?
WLFE Digital Broadcast Network is on TV. You can watch all of our shows on WLFE-DB.com. Check out our channels: Paranormal View for all of your paranormal type shows, LGBTQ Friends for all of our LGBTQ shows, Variety Unlimited for all other shows. It runs 24/7 right on WLFE-DB.com. You'll even catch the lives, all in one place. Never miss an episode, past or future. WLFE-DB.com, where our shows are your shows. Search for your favorite shows like Where's My Sage, Inside the Drag Closet, Across the Pond, Everythin Yet Nothin, Paratalk Radio, Step into the Paranormal, The Creepy Parlor, Just Cindy, and more. Now you won't miss an episode. Remember, follow Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Make sure you subscribe and follow your favorite WLFE-DB radio shows. You can find our shows where you listen to your favorite podcasts, like Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and more. WLFE-DB Radio is looking for podcasts to join our family. You don't have to fit any strict genre. We're a plethora of shows. If you're looking to jump on a growing network, then contact us at WLFEDBradio@gmail.com.
Wow, Amazon Music just got a whole lot better. Your favorite shows from WLFE-DB Radio can now be found there. Yes, we are on Amazon Music, found under podcasts. Download the app, find podcasts, and search all of your favorite shows. Shows like Where's My Sage, Across the Pond, Everything Yet Nothin, Skeptical Help Bar, The Creepy Parlor, Just Cindy, and much more. Now you don't have to miss an episode ever. Amazon Music is WLFE DB Radiofied.
More from WLFE DB Radio Network after this.
Hey guys and dolls, this is Casey DeVille, the better half of DeVille Inc., Baltimore, Maryland. If you're ever in Baltimore, stop in and see me and Tony. Invisible Bree, 5920 Eastern Avenue, Baltimore, Maryland, 21224. Give us a call if you're in the area at 410-400-9641, or look us up on the web at DeVilleInc.com. DeVille Inc., where we specialize in you.
Oh, yeah. Life just got sweeter now that WLFE DB has merchandise. Show your support by purchasing your t-shirts for WLFE, Paratalk Radio, Inside the Drag Closet, and more. But it doesn't stop there. T-shirts, coffee mugs, tanks, buttons, cloth bags, and more. Go to WLFE-DB.com. On the top bar, click on the merchandise tab and bam, there you go. You got merch. Support the shows. WLFE-DB.com. You're listening to WLFE DB Radio. Now, back to our program.
Hello and welcome back. We have Mr. Charles tonight on WLFE-DB.com or radio. And we are talking about him and his life. So, where did we leave off, Mr. Charles?
So, like you had said earlier, I live in Branson now, obviously, and it's weird because I would have never pictured myself moving to a place like this. I would have never pictured myself living in kind of a small, quaint town that is Branson, Missouri, because it's real weird. Because I come from a big old city where everything's open till, fucking the morning hours of the day. So it's like 7 o'clock in the morning. It's like, yo, I want Taco Bell. And we just go get Taco Bell. Or a big thing out in Phoenix is Filiberto's, which you guys don't have out here. I wish you did. It is the best Mexican food out in Phoenix. Mwah. The chef's kiss, if you will. But I mean, like, it's super weird, like, living here, because when I first moved out here, everybody was so just nice, and it was weird because, like, we were down at the landing when we first got out here, and we were sitting there just watching the water like show thing that they have, and we were sitting there, and literally every person that like walked by was like, oh hey, how are you guys today, like how are you guys doing, like how are you? And I was just like, are these people just fucking robots or what? Like, and she was just like, no, majority of the people out here are super nice. Because back in Phoenix, had you walked by somebody and been like, hey man, what's up? 9 times out of 10, you would have gotten a response of like, who the fuck are you talking to? Like,
Yeah.
my bad, dude. So like out here, it was just like a weird sense of like, I had to kind of like learn how to re-interact with people, and like had to learn how like to like just talk to people all over again. Because out here, it's like everybody was just open for conversation. But back in Phoenix, like the only people you would talk to were the people that you knew. And so like it was a real weird experience for me. And then like also, working out here and like having to find a job was super just, it was easy yet difficult all at the same time. Because for me, I've always been able to find work. Work hasn't really been, like I said, my job history is ridiculously long. I've always been able to find work. But like out here, it wasn't about finding work. It was about, finding a place where you could work and then feel like you were appreciated for being there.
Yes.
And so it's been real difficult because like I've worked at Waxy O'Shea's down at the landing. And like, that was a cool job for a while, and then there was, some differences between us and management, and so I kind of got let go. Then I worked at GameStop for a little bit, and that was cool because I'd always wanted to do that as a job. because I'm a huge video game fanatic. I love video games by any means. If you play Fortnite, hit us up.
Right, yeah.
But like me and my kids, we play video games. I finally got Beth into playing video games like one day because me and Roxas were playing Fortnite, and I went, babe, you should play with us. And she was like, I don't play video games because like they become too much of my life. And then now, every couple of weeks it's like a family get together where we all kind of just huddle around and we'll play like a couple games of Fortnite. And when we get wins, our son like freaks out. Even Beth, she'll just be like, yeah, I got that dub. Like she's super happy about it. And so like it's super cool because it's something that we got to be able to kind of do as a family. And then, working at GameStop, that was real cool because I was able to get my kids like Switches, and they were able to get games that they wanted for like a cheaper price. So like it was real cool. And then like I realized like after doing it for like a couple of months, I went, as much as I really would have liked to do this as a job, I realized now that like video games are a hobby for me. I can't do this for work. Like,
right. That's the thing with hobbies. Once you decide that you're going to try to make them a job, they are no longer fun.
And the part that sucks, because I used to work for a couple different car places. So I worked for AutoZone out here for a little while. But I also worked at a Meineke back in Phoenix because I love working on cars. I own a shitbox 98 Honda Civic with a rusted hood. Okay? I drive around. People know who I am. and so, like, for me, working on cars and stuff. Hi, Charles. We met recently at Fest. Beth has been a friend since. Oh, hey, I know you. This is so cool. Hi. That's awesome. Cool. Well, a pleasure to meet you again. But
love you, brother.
But I mean, like, for me, it was just a thing of like working on cars has been something that I've loved doing. But then turning that into a job, I hated coming home and being like, fuck, I got to change my oil. Or like, shit, I have to do this because I did it all day as a job. I didn't want to do it when I got home.
Right.
And so, now I work at Crazy Craig's Treehouse out in Branson. If you guys are out here and you haven't been there yet, come in. The place is great. Beth bartends upstairs. So if you want good drinks, you want them fast, and you want crazy service, head to the upstairs bar. She'll take care of you there. If you guys order food, that comes from me, baby. I'm down in the kitchen slinging food out the window like crazy. It's a really fun place. It's real cool. It's probably one of the better jobs that I've had since I've been here. I'm pretty sure a lot of the people that live in town know the Martinowskis, and they're real good people. Once you're there, you're kind of like family. Like it's like Olive Garden, but the Branson version. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, like, yeah, I mean, it's this town is so just chock full of stuff that I didn't know y'all worked there. T-Roy, Kevin, Christy Castillo. Are we going? I think that's a yes.
We're going. I almost came this last week, but I didn't. I never made it. But I thought about it.
We work this weekend, so we'll be there tomorrow. We'll be there Saturday. So if you guys do happen to stop by, let a server know, like, hey, we're here for Beth and Charles, and they'll let us know, and we'll be able to come out and see you guys and like say hi and whatnot.
That'd be awesome. Totally.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely cool when we have people that come in and like know who we are, and are like, yo, is Charles here? Or like, yo, where's Beth at? Like, it's super cool for us because it makes us feel appreciated. Two, it's real cool to have that recognition of like our bosses seeing that people are coming in because of us. And so it kind of makes us feel like we're the ones kind of pushing forward, like what Crazy Craig's want to keep at the treehouse. So it's real cool.
That is awesome. Like I used to work at that Outback years ago.
Oh wow!
In the kitchen. And
so you might know. Do you know Jess? Bigger guy, Martinowski, bald usually.
Yes. Yes.
I love how that's how I had to describe him.
I made 14 Aussie onions one time. And okay, I did it because a bus just came in and one of the waiters came running through the door we're gonna need 14 Aussie onions. Bam. Like that's all he said, and then it was so fast back in those days because it's been a while.
So obviously you remember what the kitchen looks like back
Yes.
there. So it's still, I swear to God, it is still just the one grill, the two fryers, and the oven and the two microwaves. That's all that's back there as far as stuff to cook with. And the food that we pump out, like you would never really guess that that's what we use to cook all of this stuff.
Right.
Like it's great. Like I've seen kitchens before because, like I said, I've worked at many different restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
This is the smallest kitchen that I have ever seen at a restaurant, but the food that we pump out is ridiculously good. That like it feels like we should have a bigger kitchen.
Yeah, totally, absolutely.
But I mean,
yeah, definitely go and check that out on 76 Highway in Branson, Missouri, at the Craig's Craig's. Right.
Yes, sir.
There you go. Crazy Craig's Treehouse, Branson, Missouri, 76 Highway.
Heck yeah.
And so, what is in your future of your what do you see?
Well, hopefully, right now, me and her, we're looking for kind of like a house or an apartment to kind of move into on our own. So that crazy. He got there eventually. Okay,
I did.
But yeah, no. Right now, we're looking to find a house of our own or an apartment or something like that, so we can move in and kind of start our own lives. And give a place for our kids to kind of start to grow up and kind of figure out themselves and find out what they want in life. And it's just I hope one day that I can go back to Phoenix and be able to see my son Corbin, see my son Ezra, and kind of introduce them to the family that I have now, because I want them to be able to meet Roxas and Remy and meet Beth and understand, like, look, I didn't leave you just to like leave you.
Right.
Like there's always the intention that like I want to go back and I want to be able them to meet my family and understand that, like, I've always loved you. I've always thought about you. There's not a day that goes by that I don't think about either of my children. And it's just I want them one day to be able to be a part of this family and understand that, like, yeah, Dad fucked up a lot. Dad screwed up many amounts of times. But he's not that same person anymore.
Right.
And the family dynamic is the biggest portion of what I want. I just want to be able to have my family complete,
right,
and be the family that I know it can be. And so that's part of what I want for my future. I want to be able to like travel, to be honest. There's several places that I want to go that I've never been able to really like go to before, that I've always wanted to be able to go to. Mainly Japan, because I'm huge into Asian culture. I'm huge into like Oriental food. Sushi is my number one favorite thing.
Okay, so you said Japan or whatever.
Yeah.
So down at the core thrift store, Hollister, they have Japan clothes. Like beautiful. They have clothes down there that they're selling.
Like they're Oriental clothes. They had dragons on.
What is it?
Kimonos.
And suits. Ooh. Like I bought a suit and it was freaking awesome because it's black with gold dragons all over it. Pure silk. Like everything in the basket is $7 a piece, and everything in it is literally pure silk, and it's beautiful. You got to go check it out. Tons of it.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and that's been like 2 days ago that I went down there, and they had tons of it. So.
Because that's literally like right down the street from where I'm at.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm up on BB, so that's literally like no more than like a 5-minute drive.
Yeah.
Huh. I may have to convince my girlfriend to go down there.
Oh my god, she would absolutely fall in love with some of those clothes. Like, yeah, I see her in a lot of them because they are beautiful.
Yeah, shopping, and we just recently, I'm pretty sure, but we just recently found an app. All the clothes that we now like pretty much own have started coming from that app, and they are the coolest clothes that I the reason was because I bought one like the other day from Shein and it got delivered. That's probably the coolest thing I own now.
What app?
It's called Shein. It's SHIEN, and it takes a or so, but a lot of it. So like you order a small, and normally in like normal clothes you order like smalls or you buy smalls at the store. It's usually like the same kind of fit. Like it usually like is spot on. But I mean, there's a couple of things that we bought because I bought some pants that normally I would buy in like a medium, and they were a little big. And so I was like, ooh, I guess I got to buy smalls. And so I had to buy like small ones, and the new small ones that came in, they fit perfectly. So, but I mean, if you're looking for like real cool, stylish, clothes, if you're looking for, stuff for your home decor or, like bags, things like that, they even have some of the more risque stuff on there. And I say that for the people who are a little adventurous. They carry that kind of stuff on there too, and you can buy some of that stuff. I've bought a couple of these like different pairs of wear that I would never ever looking and feel like they're comfortable. I holy shit.
Cut out.
You cut out. So I barely got what you just said, and it sounded so freaking awesome. I was like, oh, sorry. So rewind and start all over again.
All right. So where did I cut out at?
Right before
you can buy all the coolest fashions and decor and
got it.
Some more Shein
stuff. And then it went. Yeah.
Okay, so like I had said, there's some risque stuff on there, but my whole thing was there was some underwear that I had just recently bought from there that normally I would never buy because to me it looks weird. I don't think it's going to be comfortable. I think that's weird for a dude to wear. I bought them. I'm mad that I hadn't found out about them sooner.
Really? Yeah. Right.
Because Lord Almighty, are they comfortable?
Yeah.
Because me as a person, I would have never thought like, oh, I should wear that. Because again, growing up where I grew up, there was stereotypes, there were, lines that were drawn. This is where you don't wear that.
Right.
I'm real upset that I those guys for so long because the underwear that I now currently have is so much more comfortable.
Yeah. Like I feel you 100% because I have some unders that I love and they're not like all the rest of them. And I totally feel you because I came from the background kind of on that because you just did not. It was Fruit of Balloons or some shit like that, and that's it. And I'm like, what? Yep. But
yeah, because normally I'm just the tight knit boxers kind of guy. That's usually what I always wear. But then I just went out on a limb and was like, all right, these look like they could be comfortable. I'll probably never wear them at home, but I'll try them out anyways. I wear them more often than not to situations that probably most people, like right now, even on this, I'm wearing a pair because they're just comfortable as shit. And I'm at home. So like to me, I'm just like, whatever, but like I'll probably end up wearing these out because after this, I think we're going to end up at Paddle Wheel for karaoke tonight. So I'll probably just wear that underwear out anyways because I'm not going to get changed.
Right. Well, so we like, may end up running into you then.
Go out, you know what I mean? But I mean, and like you said a minute ago, you kind of came from the same background. Super lucky, and that's when they were like, you need God," and I'm just like, do I really though? Like, and so like I had gone to church for a while, and like I had gone to church for a while. I read the Bible, and there was like a whole bunch of, because like me as a person going to church with like my parents, after I turned 18, it was a bit of a different story because I had things like, tattoos and piercings and, I reeked of the devil kind of thing. And so when I would go to church,
for sure,
it was always just the thing of like, well, what you're doing isn't right. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, well, nowhere in the Bible does it technically say that I'm wrong. I was like,
right.
Everybody's got a different perception of what it says.
Yep. Right.
And so like, for me, it was a thing of like one time in a Sunday school class, they were talking about tattoos and piercings on the bodies being, unholy or like defiling the temple of God. Right. And so my only response to that was, well, when you go into a church, a majority of churches nowadays have stained glass windows, right? Why can't I have a few stained glass windows that show you, the kind of person that I am? And my youth pastor at the time kind of gave me like the side eye look, like, are you really trying to go there? And so I just kept going. And I just kept going because I'm the kind of guy that wanted to antagonize the youth pastor to see how much I could get out of him, kind of thing.
Yeah, totally.
And then so I just told him, I was like, but when you also go to church, you see tapestries hanging from like hooks and stuff. I was like, so why can't I have hooks that adorn my temple, kind of thing? And so it was just one of those things that my mom, after that was said and done, my mom comes up to me and goes, "What did you say in Sunday school?" And I was like, "Why?" And she goes, "Jeremy's upset with you." And I went, "Fucking for what?"
What did I do?
I'm like, "I didn't do anything wrong. I just posed questions." And she was just like, "Don't do that anymore." And I'm like, "Well, then why the fuck are we here?" Like,
yeah, what the hell?
Like, isn't that what you're supposed to do when you go to church? You ask questions because you don't understand the of like what's going on.
Right. And you're learning.
Like,
so
yeah, because like to me, I've never like 110% believed that there's like a God or something like that. But I always have believed that there is something out there that watches over us as people.
Yes.
And there's a lot of like certain aspects of that like, don't you dare wake up my girlfriend because she will murder me. I'm just saying, like, if you were in there. Anyways. But no, it's just one of those things that like I've never believed it, but I do believe that there is something out there that watches over us. And the only reason I can explain that is because one time I had pneumonia. Everybody's had it. Everybody knows it sucks. I had it for about 2 months, which is weird on its own right. But when I went to the hospital, because I just thought I was like having a cold. I just thought I was like a little sick. I didn't think I was like anything like drastic. But my friends came over one day and they're like, "Dude, you look like you're dead. Like you look like you're dying." Because I was just pale. I was weak. And they were just like, "Dude, we're going to take you to the hospital." And I went, "You can literally take me to the hospital when you pick up my dead body." And needless to say, they threw me over their shoulder, threw me into a car and took me to the hospital. But when I got there, like on the way there, I called my mom and said, hey, I'm on my way to the hospital. My friends think I'm like detrimentally sick. You know, if you want to meet me at the hospital, that'd be cool. And she was like, oh, okay, you know, I'll meet you there. I'll meet you there. Like, are you okay? And I went, yeah, Mom, I feel fine. I was like, I don't feel like I'm like, you know, drastically sick. And she goes, okay, well, I'll meet you there. Well, when we got there, they took me back into the room. And you know how they do that whole thing where they put the finger thingy on you and they gave me a thermometer and all.
Yeah.
She took my temperature with a little head thingy, right? And she looks at the thing, looks at the machine, and then with the weirdest glance, looked at me like she was concerned, and then looked back at the machine and went, I'm going to do this again. And I went, okay. And she, you know, does it again, swipes it over my head, looks back at the machine and goes, I think this one's broken. Hold on, I'll be right back. And she unplugs it, leaves the room. At this point, now I'm concerned.
Right? Like,
because I'm like, okay, she did it twice. She thinks the machine's broke. I was like, am I broken?
I'm
And
dead.
she comes back in and she's got a brand new one. And she rips it out of the bag, plugs it in, calibrates it real quick, and then goes, all right, let's try this again. Does it one more time, looks at the machine, and all 3 times it had the same reading. And it's in Celsius, so I don't fucking know that, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And she looks at it and she just goes, how are you feeling? Fine, I'm a little tired. She goes, do you know where you are? Yeah, I'm at the Banner Estrella Hospital over off 99th Avenue in McDowell. And she goes, do you know what day it is? I was like, it's a Friday. And she goes, do you know your middle name? And I'm like, Malachi. And I was like, dude, what's wrong? Like, what is going on? And she finally looks at me and she goes, I don't know how to describe this to you without putting it like really blatant terms. And she goes, but technically I should be pronouncing you dead at this exact moment. And I kind of like looked at her and I went, fucking, excuse me?
Yeah, that would be kind of freaky.
Because like that's something that you just never thought you would hear as a person.
Yeah.
Just like I should be saying you're dead right now. Like that's not something that you just like, that's not something that processes right away. And so she just looked at me and she goes, you have a body temperature of 126. Now, just so we're clear, that's organs shutting down, brain activity ceasing. You shouldn't be able to move. You shouldn't be able to talk. You shouldn't. All the things that I was doing were things that I should not have been able to do.
Yeah.
And she was just as baffled and concerned as I now being at 20 years old was. And so she walks me out of the little room to my parent, you know, my mom, and all of my friends sitting there. And as she's walking me out, she goes, I'm going to get you a room right now. We need to, you know, get fluid in you, run some tests, do whatever. And she immediately beelines to the back of the hospital, while I am now currently walking to my mom with the knowledge knowing that at this moment I should be dead. So my first initial reaction to my mother looking up at me with her concerned look was, dead man walking. And that's the first thing I said to her. Now, to me, that's funny. To my mom, not so much.
No.
My mom immediately starts freaking out and going, what are you talking about? And I had to explain to my mom, well, apparently I have a body temperature of 126. Technically, in this exact moment, I am a dead man who is walking. Like, I had to, like, blatantly explain it to my mom, and she still didn't find it funny. Which, to me, this day, like, still upsets me that my mom didn't laugh at my joke. But, I mean, like, that's one of the things, like, me personally, I feel like, yes, there is something that is out there that kind of, like, watches over all of us.
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily, whether it's aliens, whether it's God, whether it's a
right
mystical being, whatever it is, that day it chose to go, hey, it's not your time yet, kind of thing. And so,
yeah,
I mean, for me, like, religion was one of those things that, like, I picked up for a little bit just so that way I could learn, like, where other people are coming from when they talk about it. Glad to catch you live. Love you, T-Bruin. What's the lip you have on? Fabulous.
Thank you on that. It is called What is it?
I don't know. It's metallic purple. I got off
Metallic.
a Wish. And it lasts all night. He wakes up with it in the morning.
Yes. I love it.
Well, that's fascinating.
I know, right?
It doesn't come off the pillow?
Oh,
no?
Yeah. It don't work. Like, literally, you gotta, like, scrub to get it off.
Jeez. Yeah. That sounds like it would hurt.
No, not really.
Yeah.
So how long did it take you to get over your pneumonia?
Oh, that's the part that was nuts. Okay, so they took me to the back room. They stuck an IV in me for, giving me saline solution, just fluid to be able to put back into my body. It was literally like 10 minutes. My fever broke, dropped back down to normal, and I walked out of the hospital with a clean bill of health.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
I didn't understand it. The doctor didn't understand it. My mom didn't understand it. Nobody could, grasp the concept of, I walked in there technically dead and then walked out with a clean bill of health no more than 10 minutes later. It was it was the most random thing. It was so weird. But at that point, I just found out either A, I'm superhuman, or B, I'm not of this world.
Yeah, totally.
Which are both really cool ideas.
Yeah.
I mean, it could very well be.
Human or an alien?
I'd rather be an alien. I would rather be
T-Roy, so it's all good.
Oh, I mean, but wait, you're not T-Roy? Are you not T-Roy? Oh, shit. He's been exposed.
Well, Mr. Charles, it is at the end of our show. Thank you.
It was a pleasure.
I know, it just flies by whenever it's just fun.
No kidding. I thought we'd only been talking for 30 minutes, and then I looked up.
I know, right?
For an hour.
Yeah. But yes, thank you so very much for coming on and sharing your story and your life with us. And I would be very happy to have you back on, say, in a couple of weeks to maybe get in what you didn't get in this time.
I would so graciously accept that offer.
Awesome. I can't wait because it was absolutely fabulous having you on tonight. And you're just absolutely wonderful. So,
well, thank you. You are quite positively wonderful yourself.
Oh, thank you. Would you like to add anything, darling?
No, it was nice talking to you today. Sorry.
It was a pleasure to talk with you as well, Kevin.
I've been very intrigued in listening. So,
and we will more than likely see you at the paddle wheel because that's where we're going right after the show.
Oh shit! Well, I'll let Beth know. I'll go wake her up. She's been sleeping, so.
Yeah.
I'll let her know. We'll probably meet you guys up there.
All right. Awesome possum.
See you later.
Thank you so very much. You have a great night.
Yeah, you as well. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was awesome. So we got to learn a little bit about Mr. Charles. And like I said, he has a story just like everybody else, but it's always going to be different because we're never going to be the same. I love this show because I get to learn different people and how they are, because a lot of times
good night, Damien.
Yes. Good night, Brother Damien. I love you. Thank you for watching. Thank you all for watching. Thank you, Amber. And I hope you enjoyed every minute of the show. And we will be coming back on next Thursday at 9 o'clock Central on WLFE-DB.com or radio or Everything Yet Nothin or Everything Nothin on Facebook. So look me up, T. Royale Von Shirley, and I will be more than happy to talk to you. And if you have any topics and you would like to be on my show, please just write me, send me something, let me know, and we will talk because I'm coming due for more shows. So I hope to see you and I hope to have you on because I want to know who you are. What is your story? Everybody has a story. So If you want your story to be worldwide, out of New York, 13 different channels, then definitely give me a call, text, or get a hold of me, because I would love to have you on. Whenever it comes to life, definitely treat each other with respect and the most positive way ever, because we live in a society nowadays that it's not like it used to be. Years ago, whenever there was Woodstock, there was like thousands of people that literally just gathered and freaking loved each other. And really, they didn't even love each other. They didn't know each other. They didn't give a rip. So why do you give a rip? I mean, really, I think you need to look into your own self and your own whatever you got going on in your life and leave everybody else's alone, because it's none of your business. And be who you are, because we live one life. One life. Okay? Not two, not 10, or 5. 10. 5. But one day. And one time, definitely just live it up and enjoy and go have fun and love each other and love everybody else and be a rainbow. And if you become a rainbow, and you can help somebody else become a rainbow too, because the world needs to be more rainbowish. Anyways, so I hope you enjoyed tonight, and peace and love and harmony and all that good stuff. And I will see you next Thursday after these.
Thank you for joining T. Roy and a special guest here on Everythin Yet Nothin. Tune in next Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central for another episode you won't want to miss. Until next time, be a rainbow in someone's life. Like and